There's been a lot of noise around this phone. 80,000 for nothing. Weird design again. Snapdragon 8s Gen 4. Honestly, I get it. I also raised an eyebrow the first time when I held it. But after a week of living with this phone, not benchmarking it, not spec checking it, just living with it, I think we are looking at it wrong. Because maybe the Nothing Phone 3 is not trying to be the fastest phone ever. Maybe it's trying to be something else, something more like a tech companion than a specs monster. The chipset Snapdragon 8s Gen 4, people say it doesn't justify the price. And sure, if you go by the spec sheet, I won't argue. Everyone expected the 8 Gen Elite at this price. But in real life, this chip can handle everything. Be it Insta scrolls, edits, YouTube binge, and even your 120 FPS BGMI matches. Yup, 120 FPS. But this video, it's not about how powerful this phone is, it's about how consistently it stays that powerful. And I'll show you that with a real world test, BGMI. Now this phone and the processor, I think they produce enough power. As you can see, it's been 15 minutes and I'm gaming at 120 FPS consistently. The gameplay is really smooth. Okay, so that was me playing BGMI on the Nothing Phone 3 for 30 minutes. You saw the gameplay, it looked nice, it felt smooth. Now let me show you some numbers. So this is what we recorded from our gameplay. The game was 99.99% smooth on this phone. The average FPS was 117.6, and according to these numbers, I think this can be a great gaming smartphone. Speaking of thermals, maximum temperature we recorded was 44.2 degrees Celsius. Now this felt warm, but I think it is doable because anything below 50 degrees Celsius is fine. These are machines and machines do get hot. Come on yaar. As you can see this graph, the smartphone does not throttle. It keeps its performance stable. Then why did the heating happen? Because this phone cannot manage its thermals very nicely. Maybe the vapor chamber is not big enough and the Snapdragon 8s Gen 4 ran hot. Now let's talk its raw power, and that is the wildest part. In AnTuTu, the Nothing Phone 3 scored almost around what Samsung Galaxy S25 Edge and Galaxy Z Fold 7 scored. Both use the so-called better Snapdragon 8 Elite. So why is no one talking about that? It's not about getting high numbers, it's about getting those numbers consistently, no matter what the processor is. So if you are a gamer and you also want a flagship phone that stands out, literally, the Nothing Phone 3 can be a good option. There's only one problem, thermals, which can be fixed through an OT update. Hopefully Nothing will roll that out very soon. However, if you still think this phone is pricey, try buying it in some sale. Although if you ask me, I would buy the Nothing Phone 3 at 80,000 rupees. Period.